Well, this is day 9. This is actually day 10. The problem is I forgot to record for day 9. And the reason for that was because I did a lot of paddling yesterday. A lot of it was I wasn't expecting. I was looking at a place, I don't know, 30 miles, I guess, upriver, and I saw this great camping area, but it was 2 in the afternoon. I said, well, it's way too early. I want to go at least another, 2 hours and set up camp. And I said, I'll find another parking, another camping site, pretty soon. And I went from 2 o'clock to about 5:30, and and I passed a couple that maybe I could have used, but this is what I ended up with here. It's an okay beach, but the camping site stinks. It's really nasty back there behind the woods. And I was setting up camp, and I was here. It's 5:30, and I just set up my tent, and I was just sitting down, getting ready to get something to eat. And these guys from across the river came over in a boat, and typical questions: "What are you doing?" and that type of thing, and where'd you put in that? Are you going all the way to Savannah? And talk to them about the trip. And they were actually really helpful because they were able to give me the phone number of a guy named Ben, who they refer to as a quote river rat. He really knows this river, and he actually told me a back way that I can avoid all the main boats in the main port there, Savannah Port, so that I can avoid all those main boats. But there's still one point that is about half a mile wide, shipping lanes that I'm going to have to cross in my kayak, so I can't avoid that. But anyway, they asked me, they said, do you want to come over and have some hot dogs and hamburgers with us? And I was like, okay. Went over there, and it was them and a couple other guys and their kids, and they're having hot dogs and hamburgers, and a bunch of Christian guys, and time of fellowship. And they read the scriptures, they talked about the dangers of pride, and so on and so forth. And I brought my Glock, I brought my Mossberg, and I was really prepared, for this trip. The reality is every single person I've been on this trip has been absolutely wonderful. They've been kind, they've been caring, asking if I need things, asking me if I want a beer, even though I don't, drink a whole lot or at all. They've just been great people. And I listened to those guys last night, and I don't think any of them had a college degree, but they had what's called common sense. And, the things that they believed in were friends, family, God, and fishing, And I was really impressed by them. I was really impressed that they were just good, hard-working family guys. They were interested in being good Christians. And so I was over there for I guess maybe about 2 hours. I came back and it was dark, so that's why today's the 10th day, but I'm giving you an explanation on the 9th day. I'm going to give you an explanation on today's day. Hopefully I didn't burn myself out, from all that paddling that I did. So I did a lot of paddling, and we'll see how my muscles held up, whether I'm fatigued or not, because you have to really pace yourself when you do something like this. But I'm going to get a cup of coffee, and I'm not going to eat breakfast this morning because I had a hamburger and fish that they caught, catfish that they caught, and hot dogs and chips and cookies and 2 Cokes. The best drink in the world, Coca-Cola, and ice cold too. And I'm not going to eat a breakfast at all. I still have a lot of food in me, and I'm going to have my cup of coffee, set up camp, and start kayaking. And I got probably my goal today. I actually am about 1.5 miles short of HV2, which is Hardyville Checkpoint 2. It's about 1.25 mile that way, south. And then it's on to HV3, Hardyville Checkpoint 3, and that's probably about 8 miles away, but in actual kayaking it's probably more about 15 or 17 miles. So that's my goal for today, is the third checkpoint. And then the following day is to make my final push on Hardyville. That'll take a whole day. And then once I reach Hardyville, it's my final push on Savannah, and that's the big one, because the Savannah Harbor, if I can navigate, and I looked at my GPS, my Garmin GPS system, I looked at maps, I think it's doable, but I don't want to find myself. He said, he told the guy, Ben, he had on speakerphone, said, be careful, because if you make a wrong turn, you'll wind up in a sugar field. So I don't want to wind up in a sugar field. I guess there's sugar fields sugar cane down near Savannah. But so yeah, I mean that's the big thing. That's the big push at Savannah Harbor, and that half mile, you know, and fighting the big ships and the small ships and the waves, and the tides is another issue. High tides. So we got some serious issues to contend with that, but. Today should be pretty good. 20% chance of rain. Hopefully it'll hold off. And tomorrow's a 30% chance of rain. But anyway, that's it for now, and I will talk to you guys later.